Kevin, a point from a 1-1 draw with Spennymoor Town today, and I sense you're bound to be disappointed, I would think, having had the lead in that game, but Spennymoor came on quite strong towards the end, didn't they?
Yeah, I think I think after we scored, whether we not purposely sat back, but we ended up dropping further and deeper in and allowed them space and time in front of us. We really needed to sustain the pressure at that period and try to take the game away from them. But yeah, credit to Spennymoor. They've come here and worked and battled hard for a point. Obviously, I'm disappointed once we get ourselves into the lead that we haven't closed the game out. But hopefully, we are becoming harder to beat. We are taking games deeper into minutes wise, where we're not on the back foot and chasing the game. So there's positives, but clearly, I'm under no illusion. We need to start winning games.
Sure. I might have been trying to put words in your mouth here, but I think at one point during the first half, I remarked that perhaps the intensity wasn't there right at the beginning. I kind of know that how you tend to like to work, and that sort of like maybe as a result of just having to make a few changes to the team.
I don't think it helps, but the two new lads have come in, and I think both have acquitted themselves really well. Joe's looked very assured. Adam's come in and provided some really excellent, real excellent moments there, and the ball for the goal was fantastic. It's great that that we've switched play from one side to the other, and he's put it into a great area, and it's a great finish from Harry. So delighted with that, as you would imagine. I think there's times through the game where we need to manage the ball a little bit better. The ball at your feet, your touch needs to be right, and then the offload and pass, making the right decision and then the right execution. And I think there were times on too many occasions today where it was a little bit loose, and we get just lack that little bit of concentration in certain moments to allow us to develop and the move to flow. But yeah, that's where we find ourselves, and we've got to continue to work at it and continue to improve it. We do quite a lot of that, in training, and understanding why we do it and the reasons we do what we do is all important. But couldn't fault that again, the effort levels, and I think hopefully in the improved levels of concentration and fitness. And then, like I say, if we manage the ball better, we become a more efficient outfit, and we have more energy at the high end of the field, which is where you need to go and find it.
Sure. There've been some ins and outs this week. I think the players who've been on loan, who have returned to their parent clubs now. Joe Young came in from Wolves and acquitted himself pretty well. And then I think Adam Livingston stood out for me. I mean, I know he's been playing at a lower level, which I think might have concerned a few people when they think about bringing in a player who's been at a lower level. But you were quite keen to insist that he was playing at a level below what he was capable of, and I think you saw that today.
Yeah, I think you look the way that Adam manages the ball, and as I say, the quality he showed for the goal was excellent. I think if he in with us and works with us hard enough and long enough, again we'll be able to improve his fitness levels, his output. But yeah, I think it was a great start from him. He looks, as I say, I like people that can manage the ball well, and you have to manage the ball well and be able to pass the ball and be strong on it, and you can't keep gifting it back to the opposition, because you'll break in those moments, and it's important that, like I say, we can recognise a pass and make those big calls and big moments and big decisions when most needed. And as I say, I think Adam's played at a good level, and he is one of those players. Hopefully, in time, will continue to develop and continue to move us forward.
Sure. A couple of absentees today. I know Robbie Evans was still feeling the effects, I think, of his calf injury that forced him off at Chester, and Byron Moore absent as well.
Yeah, and you look at that list, and it's longer than it needed to be. At my previous club, I think if we'd have had as many out there, we'd have struggled to put a squad out. Never really been very accustomed to having so many players out at any given stage, and obviously my squad previously was much smaller than it is now, unfortunately so. But yeah, too many big players sidelined at the moment. It's not a good situation. Is it unfortunate? We'd all have our own ideas about that. But yeah, I've said for long enough now that we need those big players out there and playing, and do we find ourselves in an unfortunate moment? Maybe in some cases, but it is certainly frustrating from when you know the lads are working as hard as they do, not to, with the greatest respect, you know, there's a lot of inexperience on the bench that we've got to, you know, we had to tap into, and they go in and give it the best shot. But certainly having that little bit more experience and understanding and know-how and strength would have probably seen us in a better light and hopefully been able to close that game up. So hopefully we get, you know, some of those boys back for next week and, you know, continue to move our position forward.
Sure. No midweek fixture. So back into the normal training routine now. Christmas is finished.
Yeah.
And Buxton away next Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, game we're looking forward to. I think we're probably 1 defeat and 4. Obviously, I think there's 3 draws in there. But yeah, we need to turn those draws into wins now, and that hopefully is the next step and progression for us. And we need to do it quickly. I'm under, like I say, no illusion, as I said to the radio just there. But yeah, certainly the effort levels and the application that lads are showing us through training, hopefully we're seeing the benefits of now.
Kevin, really appreciate your time as always.
Thank you.